Today, we're combining classic Swedish meatballs with a creamy, savory pasta sauce.
Folks, this is guaranteed to be a one-pot family favorite.
Every bowl is comfort food perfection.
Every bite will have them screaming for more.
For more!
More meatballs.
I know, this is such a great, we love pasta, we love Swedish meatballs.
Swedish meatballs.
So let's bring them together.
I love the taste of Swedish meatballs.
I do too.
It's
So let's
great.
make some.
All right, so I've got a half a cup of ground beef.
That's like 90% lean. You don't want it too fatty.
Go ahead.
Some flavor.
Half a cup of ground pork. I've got half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. I've got a quarter cup of grated onion. Chris grated that.
So we just get a large onion, cut it in half, peel away the skin, and then if you can mince it. But if you grate it, you get that really smooth texture, and we want our meatballs to be really tender and melt in your mouth.
Yes,
delicious,
and
so that helps.
flavorful. And then I've got an egg.
That is an egg.
And then I've got how many
Two
cloves? 2 cloves of grated
Minced.
Minced garlic.
You can't mince your words here.
I'm very loud today.
Well,
and then I've got half a teaspoon of nutmeg, ground nutmeg, and a half a teaspoon of allspice, which gives it that wonderful
classic
Swedish meatball.
You're going to swear you've died and gone to IKEA. Now we're going to do a little salt. You don't want to oversalt these, but I do like 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper.
I don't know if I've actually ever gone into the IKEA and had the meatballs. Oh,
yes, we have. Back in years ago when we lived
in like Paramus or something?
No, it was Newark, right across from the airport.
Right.
And you go through it like a cattle. And the whole thing was...
It's like a maze.
It's like, get me to those meatballs. So he's mixing those together with, you can use like a wooden spoon or spatula. You can use your clean hands.
Oh, but your hands are...
Just don't overdo it, because if you no, you're doing good.
Okay.
If you overwork them too much, then the meatballs become a little tough and they become very compact and they're not as yummy and as delicious.
Just don't overdo it.
Just don't overdo it as you're overdoing it.
I know.
Okay, so now we're going to bring this up here. Now we're going to form these into, whatever size you like. But we like kind of like
I like big ones. I mean big, or not so big.
You don't want them like marbles, but yet you don't want them necessarily like softballs. Yeah, I'd say that's good. That's a little on the large side, but like an inch in diameter. It doesn't matter.
All right.
If you like extra large meatballs, then make them extra large. We're going to take longer to cook. Okay, should make around anywhere between 14 to 18 balls, just depending on how big Wesley makes his. Okay.
There we go.
Those are perfect. Those are good. So now we're going to brown them. We're not going to fully cook them, but we want to get them kind of nice and browned. And so I've got a nice large skillet here. I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. Let me get this out of our way.
Yes.
And then let's just start. Oh, I took my gloves off.
Oh, that's all right. Then I got it. I got it.
And if you have a this is a good pan, but if you have one that's really good non-stick, that helps you too, because you want to try to keep these balls from sticking.
But you want to get them brown.
You do want to get them brown, and when they do stick, they leave a little bit of that fond behind, and there's flavor there, so there's nothing wrong with that.
What'd you call it?
Fond. Fond. I'm fond of the fond. Anyway, what I use is I just use a couple of forks to just kind of rotate. That was good, and meatballs are meant to be a little misshapen. That's just the nature of the way it is as they cook.
All they got to be is somewhat circular and have an amazing taste.
That's right. Stay together so you can just shove them in your mouth. Okay, these don't take too long. They're going to go probably about, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 minutes, and then we make the sauce.
Awesome.
Okay, aren't these beautiful?
Those are good. It's already smelling.
I know, it smells so. I love Swedish meatballs. We have a recipe for just good old,
just the Swedish
appetizer.
meatballs. Yes.
They're a little more involved. There's a little, I don't know, a little more. I add a little fresh dill in there, which you could add in there, but they're classic and they're so delicious. And but these are spectacular.
Oh, but we also have Mexican meatballs.
Our albendingos. Yes.
Oh, they are so good with the green sauce, verde sauce.
Yes. So now we're going to make this pasta sauce. This
Yay.
comes together really lovely quickly, which is great for like a busy weeknight or a Sunday night dinner.
There's those good bits down there.
They are. There's so much flavor there, and you're going to get quite a bit of that from the meatballs, and that's a good thing.
Look at those.
Just kind of make sure you stir them around as you're gently doing that, so they don't. If they stick too much, then they want to start coming apart on you. Okay, so I've added 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I already had a couple of tablespoons of the flour in there. I mean, of the olive oil, and then those rendered a little grease. So now, where did my flour
I got it right
okay.
here. I'm on you.
You are my sous chef. Okay, so now we're going to make a
roux. Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy. Roux's a little tired today. Anyway, so that's a 1/4 cup of just all-purpose flour. And what's this do?
It helps thicken things.
It thickens the plot is what it does.
So good.
So now
Tell me what's next.
Yeah, we're going to cook that for just about a minute just to get the just kind of that raw flour taste out of there.
There you go.
Now I'm going to get myself a whisk. And we are going to, now you want to just pour that beef. That is 4 cups of beef broth or beef stock, whatever you've got on hand. And this is what's going to be the basis of that amazing sauce. And just continue. You'll see some lumps here at the beginning, but that's okay. They'll work themselves out.
There we go. Okay. I've almost got it all in there. There we go.
Now, if you want to use like this to help, we're going to add some more flavor enhancements to it. We've got that's a tablespoon of Dijon mustard.
Oh, this is great.
That is the real deal.
Okay.
And then we've got a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Got that. All right.
We're going to add that in.
There we go.
Lovely.
Look at us.
And then I'm going to work it as a team. And now I'm going to do this nice healthy teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Let me get this. This is going to start to thicken. You don't need to get it completely thickened yet because we're going to add the pasta in now.
Yes.
This is 12, and it will continue to thicken as it cooks with that pasta.
We got some egg noodles here.
So we've got some egg noodles. That's 12 ounces of egg noodles. This is just a really good pasta to make this sauce with. Now, Wesley, you're going to have to walk off set and get the lid.
The lid?
Get the lid, which is right across there.
I see it.
Just wave to everyone as you get closer to the camera.
I'm going to try and be very
discreet.
Inconspicuous.
Yes.
Which is hard for me.
Which is very, very difficult for a loon in the wild to do. Okay, so now what we're going to do, no, not quite
not yet. Oh.
We are going to bring this to a boil.
Okay.
And then we're going to take that you so beautifully went and got, and we're going to cover it and just let it simmer for about, like 8 minutes, and it's going to get that nice and tender, and it's going to continue to thicken. And then we do a few more steps, and then it's ready to eat. It's so easy. Okay, so this is beautiful. This has only been going, I'd say maybe even like 6 minutes.
That's great.
Every little bit, lift the lid up. It just depends on how strong you have your simmer. You don't want
That's already looking nice and silky.
And so it really is. And so the noodles are probably a little al dente, but they're going to finish cooking just as we finish cooking the meatballs. So this is classic. This is a cup of luxurious heavy cream. Luxurious.
Not any other kind of heavy cream.
No, it's the most luxurious kind there is. Isn't that beautiful? Now that looks like a classic sauce.
There we go.
So now we're going to...
ready?
Yeah, let's add in the balls.
All right.
Now we're going to let these babies just finish cooking.
Look at that. That's amazing.
I know.
Get all the juices.
Yeah, and get them nicely coated. And now we're going to let these simmer for another, just 5 minutes. And the starch from the pasta is just going to be released, and it's going to make the sauce so creamy and off the charts yummy.
Sorry, I'm dying.
I know. When I made this the other day, Wesley was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I know. I had a few.
I love Swedish meatballs.
This has got loon written all over it. Okay, so now, like I said, we're just going to let this simmer on medium-low for about 5 minutes, and then it's ready to eat. Time is here. So I went ahead and, as you're calling the family to the table, you can cover it just to keep it nice and warm.
That is lovely.
Beautiful. And literally from start to finish, it took maybe 45 minutes. You can make the meatballs in advance. Then you come home from work, and it's such a quick and easy thing to bring together.
I love it.
And it is homemade, beautiful perfection.
Come on, bring me a whole bunch. That is.
That is something.
I just did a ho-ho.
You did a
Like
really
a
big ho-ho-ho.
Santa ho-ho.
That's a loon ho-ho-ho. All right.
Yo!
Now, it's definitely great to, like I said, sometimes I finish it off with chopped dill, but chopped parsley is just a beautiful
That's
addition
gorgeous.
to it.
That's gorgeous. Now let's get you fed.
Let's do please, please. This is how to feed Chris, too.
There you go.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna, oh my God. And the leftovers of this, you just add another little splash of broth. It is so, so good. Not that there probably ever is any leftovers. Get one more meatball. I gotta have meatballs.
No, everybody's gonna be screaming for more.
I know. All right, now.
Hold on, I want to get this so everybody can see it. There you go.
Oh, I love it. I
Lovely,
love
Chris.
it. I know. Serve this with some bread, toast, maybe a little salad. It's the perfect meal.
You guys, I'm gonna have some of this meatball right now.
I know. Oh, they're so tender. I know, salivated. Drooled.
Okay, okay. Are we ready?
Yes, let's go in.
Classic flavor, classic flavor.
It's that classic Swedish meatball, and it just matches. I don't know why this isn't more of a popular thing.
Oh, I don't know why.
Because it goes so well with the sauce and the noodles.
And the noodles are perfect. Oh, y'all, hold.
I think if I remember correctly, I have not made Swedish meatballs in a long time.
In a very long time.
But they're a lot of times served, I think, with mashed potatoes, which this would be good too. But the noodles.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to do my next move here.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy. You give a bowl of this and just.
That is amazing. That is so good.
That got the loon dance.
That's just crazy. I mean, once again,
Okay,
that's like
it's okay.
a billion trillion percent loon approved.
I tell you.
It is so ridiculous.
Meatballs and a little bit of sauce, and he's in heaven.
What we need to do, instead of me saying loon, well, I'll say loon approved, but there should be like a meter on the side
Yeah.
of the screen.
But you break the meter every time. So we're reaching the infinity stage.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, make this.
If you do say so yourself.
If I do, I mean, not to brag, but it's so good. It's so easy. Please make it and let us know when you make it, because that makes our day.
That makes us feel so happy.
The little things that make us so happy.
Yes.
All right, we love you guys.
Love you guys. Make some Swedish meatball pasta.
Meatballs.